Well, welcome. Glad you're here with us. So Helen mentioned that you're building panels and that you found it was a neighbor, I guess, who first inspired you, right?
Yeah, it's a friend, John Prussia. We call him our mad scientist. In the good Appalachian tradition of MacGyver, John found donated shower doors and made 32 of his own panels.
Wow.
And was the first person in our county to use net metering and spin his meter backwards.
Wow. And so you're helping neighbors and you're making something really meaningful. And I'm assuming you've moved beyond shower doors for the panels themselves.
Yeah, we got a small grant from the YouthWorks Foundation, and we bought actual aluminum tubing and solar glass.
Oh, cool.
And so the panels we do produce look beautiful.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit more about your hometown.
The community I live in is Chestnut Ridge. It's about 400 families, and our town of Philippines, 3,500 people. Yeah. And our county has about 15,000. So we're kind of off the interstate. You have to want to get there. Right. It's a community where people have done a lot for a long time with a little, and they can almost do anything with nothing.
Is it coal country where you are?
It is. We're right in the center of it, and our community was a operating coal mine. When the acid rain legislation hit in 1980, the unemployment rate in our county went from 8% to 26%. Wow. And so we've continued to try and find employable skills for people.
Well, this also adds a little poignancy to the idea that you can make power, yourselves making, using panels that your community is making. That's kind of interesting.
It's true empowerment. Making your own electricity is a wonderful gift.
All of a sudden, you're on a volunteer trip and you're in Africa. What was that experience?
Well,
like?
I'm a community church pastor, and we had a woman in our community whose husband died of cancer, and she wanted to find something to do with the rest of her life, and she wanted to go and serve in Africa. And so we went, and when we left, we asked John to make a light. John, can you make something that she can take? And sure enough, we began a journey of learning about the 1.3 billion people in the world that live every night in darkness. We just started the journey of our organization trying to help our own neighbors, but all of a sudden we realized we had something that we could contribute to the well-being of the whole world.
And obviously, if these communities are without electricity and these families don't have lights, they're limited by the natural hours of the day.
Absolutely. The average child will study and read about 2 hours more every night if they actually have a light. Right now, people are using kerosene or a candle or some kind of fire, and it's the equivalent of smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And all of us would realize it's probably not good to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah, especially for kids.
Especially doing your homework.
Yeah.
We also learned by asking people in Kenya to tell us stories of what happened to them without a light. And I guess the thing that kind of hooked me was finally one mother who shared that she laid down her babies to bed one night and there was a black mambo snake in the house that she didn't see. Snakes travel at the nighttime, and if you have a little night light in the house, snakes stay away. Yeah. And she lost her babies. And she just said, I would still have my babies if I only had a light. Right. And so that's just an extreme case, but it's just an example of what light can do.
Well, tell us about these lights that you're bringing to these communities.
So
is this something you have in your hand right now?
It is. It's something I have in my hand. And again, they're made up of some basic units. There's a solar panel. A small 10-watt panel is really all a family needs to make enough power to charge a battery. The lights are made out of LED strips. And then the wonderful thing was we got a gift from the 3M Corporation of mirrored reflective paper that's the shiniest paper that's made on the earth. And we found something to stick it to, and we use recycled political signs. So,
finally, a use political signs.
Democrats and Republicans are lighting the world together, and
wow. Can we dim the stage lights just for a second to see what this is like? Turn the stage lights down.
Look at there. It's about 1,000 lumens, and it'll light a family's home every night.
Wow. Wow.
So we designed the light as a kit so that it can be fabricated in any village. So not just are we giving lights to people in communities, we're actually giving them a kit, showing them how to assemble it, how to maintain it. If you make something, you also know how to repair it.
Yeah. And so you must have a lot of help making them, and volunteers, I suspect, who are helping you put these kits together for distribution.
Absolutely. Our whole initiative, we have 3 kind of staff people, and the rest are all volunteers. We have about 1,000 people. 700 of them are youth from different parts of the country, and we currently have lights in 31 different countries.
31 different countries, wow. And so, yeah. So here you are, you're a Christian minister, you're from West Virginia, and you're in Boulder, Colorado, and you're as much of a renewable energy hippie as anybody in our neighborhood, basically.
It's great. This used to be a church, and you guys got solar panels. So anyway, this,
you feel right at home.
It's a great, let the message go out. It's great.
Well, it is interesting to me because I think there is, and I don't understand it, and maybe I'm wrong, but there has been this sense that conservatives are not environmentalists, or they're not pro-renewable energy. And I don't understand the rationale, because I know conservatives love their kids and, or have compassion, and, I don't get it.
Right. Well, it's interesting. All the major religions of the world go back to the beginning of, we're supposed to steward the earth. Yeah. And so I think that's the big debate, is what does good stewardship look like?
Yeah, but you also recognize that the dogma also doesn't belong there.
This
is just about helping people.
Well, it is, and the Scripture teaches us the best way to overcome evil is to do good. And so we as a community, we're just trying to figure out what good could we do for the world. And it'll be 5 years this September we get to celebrate, and we're hoping to have our 2000th light go into the world.
Oh, wow. Is there an opportunity, you think, for the West Virginia economy to embrace this technology or this concept so that, as coal jobs are basically, they've diminished probably tenfold in the last 30 years or so, that what West Virginia used to really rely on was this coal economy, and it's, a fraction of its former strength, right?
Yeah, the number of jobs in the coal industry are way down. The amount of coal that we still use as a nation is still at the same level it always is. And we as people are pretty committed to using energy and more energy. But West Virginia is an energy-producing state, and so the wonderful thing is we're now finding ways to use new energy to continue to export stuff now all the way around the world. Yeah. And so our hope is that it'll be fully embraced within our own country, and the dialogue won't be so adversarial between one being a winner and the other being a loser.
Yeah, that is great. I love hearing you say that. That's a big, big deal. Hey, how many lights do you think you've given away, and how many people have benefited from them?
Well, we have about 8,000 people, we believe, go to bed at night actually having the opportunity to enjoy a few of their nighttime hours, and that gives us a little bit of satisfaction that saving a life and doing good in the world is a wonderful way to spend your life.
Yeah, no, this is really inspiring, and it's really, I mean, it's a critical issue that you're addressing. And you did it just in your community. It's a local solution to a global problem.
Absolutely.
And it's growing, but you're also cutting through all of the sort of bureaucratic or ideological boundaries that keep people from being able to implement things like this worldwide. Ruston, what's the name of the organization that's now doing all this stuff?
It's New Vision Renewable Energy, and we have a website that provides most of the information about what we're doing.
What's the URL? What's the website?
It's nvre.org.
NVRE. newvisionrenewableenergy.org.
Yep.
And if you're not near a pen or pencil, you can just go to eTown and we'll help you find it. Great story, Ruston. Thanks for sharing it. Congratulations, the winner of this week's E-Chievement Award, Ruston Seaman from West Virginia, founder of New Vision Renewable Energy, bringing light to communities in need worldwide, bringing a renewable energy economy to West Virginia, spreading that good work and that good conversation. Congratulations, Ruston.